All right, come on, let's clap. Let's clap. Oh my God, we are here and we are excited. Like my mother say, thank God for Jesus. It is a Toxic Talk Thursday. It is Thursday, April the 10th, 2025. Welcome to guys, Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko. Please like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. The chat room is open. Good morning, guys. Come on in, rock with us on this Toxic Talk Thursday. We are excited to be here. And like I just said before, I'll say it just one more time. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. To the Queen, Miss Miko. To the Queen, Miss Miko. Good morning. God bless. And how are you,
Good
young lady?
morning, Shawn. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to all you listeners. It's your girl, Miss Miko. It feels good to be here with you guys in this Talk to Talk Thursday. What we going to do today, we going to talk toxic. You heard me. It's Thursday. We going to talk toxic. And the first thing I want to talk about is Shawn's pajamas. Why is he still wearing pajamas at 8 o'clock in the morning? Well, maybe he should be wearing pajamas at 8 o'clock in the morning. But still, why is he wearing the pajamas? Anyway, stick with us. The only place on earth where you get your morning started right. We got a great show lined up for you, so don't go nowhere. Sean, what you laughing at? You
Oh
and
my
you in little
God.
lavender pajamas with the white
Yeah,
piping.
I'm feeling real lavendy to this morning, and God bless. I got on my little purple little top with the white trim, and it's all good. But Miss Vigo just shocked me with that one, and that's funny. And since it's a Toxic Talk Thursday, we'll revisit this purple stripy shirt in a minute. Now, Miss Vigo, I want to ask you a question because the question leads to what I want to talk to. As we all know, Miss Miko is a big executive at the job. Miss Miko, I'm gonna ask you this question: how's work going so far with you this year?
Busy, Sean. Busy, 10 out of 10, extremely busy. My only problem is people don't want to come to work.
Good. Now,
Everybody got a story.
gotcha.
Nobody
Now
don't
we're
want to
gonna
work.
get in. Now we're gonna get into that in a minute because people, the federal government folks got to go back to work, and let's see if this trickled down to the private sector. Now, guys,
Mm-hmm.
welcome to the show. My man Young the Nut, everybody else, Sister Soldier, all the others, welcome to the show. Now, I just want to say this real quick. Do you think that it's right? Because it seems like jobs, right? Before we start, I just want to talk about this real quick before we get into the show. It seems like jobs always want the 2 week notice, right? The
Mm-hmm.
job, it's kind of like, I mean, traditionally, the job wants the 2 weeks notice just in case you move on to get another job or whatever. But the funny thing about that is the job never notify you when it's time for you to be released from your job.
And
The
don't.
job, the job never gives the individual any notice when they are getting let go, terminated, or whatever
No
words you
type of
want to use.
courtesy. We will work
Now,
you the entire
look,
day and lay you
look,
off a half an hour before you're supposed to get off work.
now, I was thinking about this. Now, even though some folks might say Harvey's not qualified because Harvey don't be running around with the job all the time, and I haven't had a real job in 20 something years. I get it. But it's still the same thing with me, even though I don't have that typical job. I could get fired too from jobs. I've been fired from comedy jobs without notice. But hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Really, Sean?
Of course, I've, I've lost. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your money started. Right? I lost a big contract with a resort that I provided entertainment for throughout the year. And I'm not talking about comedy shows. I did bands, kids shows, parties. I did all the entertainment,
Really?
and I got fired. And they were paying me a big check every week to do this whole thing. So I don't get me wrong. I know what that is, and I got fired with no notice. Because the reason why I got fired because the owner sold the resort to a corporation, and the corporation came in and fired everybody and brought their people in.
Oh, okay. So it's not anything that you did that
Listen,
warranted the firing. It was just everybody just had to go. Like, yeah, you out of here. It was one of those.
everybody had to go.
But I mean,
Now,
you should have been anticipating that once the owner sold the resort. I'm sure there was whispers, there was rumors. Whenever there's change, something's going to happen. You weren't prepared for that?
No, because they lied. I mean, honestly, they
Mm.
did. They was like, yo, we're gonna make the transition, and most of the things will stay the same, and some things will change. We didn't think that they were gonna get rid of everybody. They got rid of upper management, lower management, the entertainment. They got rid of the bungee jump guy. They got rid of everybody. Everybody was gone.
You said the bungee jump guy?
Bungee jump guy got fired. The dude with the horses, he got fired. The crazy, everybody got fired.
Oh
And it was
my.
given with really no notice. And I knew that we were all, I could tell you when I knew that we were all going to get fired. And welcome to the show, guys. The only place on earth where you get your morning start right on the Toxic Talk Thursday. I knew we were all getting let go because because the two owners were like a mom and pop. It was a husband and wife. They owned this resort.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to cash out. They were just living check by check, and all the bills were getting paid. It wasn't a lot of profit. So a corporation came in and said, yo, here go a few $1,000,000. We take this away from you. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I
You
would have did
can't
the
be
same
mad at
thing.
that.
I would have probably did the same thing, but I knew that there was going to be massive changes because she gathered us all around for a meeting, and they gathered us around, and even the new ownership was at this particular meeting. And when she started talking, and God bless this woman, she's a kind woman, kind, loving woman. She started talking about, how the new company was coming in, and they was going to do these changes, but everything was going to stay the same. And while she was talking, this woman all of a sudden started crying.
Oh,
She
because she was like,
started
I'm telling y'all some bullshit.
She started crying in the middle of her speech. And I mean the emotional cries. I'm talking about the snot nose and all that. And when she did that, I looked at my man that at that time, he was the general manager. He was the guy who, he paid me. And
Right.
I looked at him and I said, yo, we are the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We're gone. We're gone. He was like, no, no, no. And guess what? The first thing that, and just to talk, we just talking real quick. Is it right to give your employer 2-week notice when they don't give you no notice at all? Put a number one in the chat room if you ever been let go of a job with no notice. Put a number two in the chat room if you gave 2-week notice. Now they fired. It started gradually, but it sped up as the days and weeks went by. They fired the middle management guys. All of them, they were gone. I was like, oh, wow.
Right.
So they were bringing in their guys. Then they fired all of us. It came in waves. They fired all the entertainment. They fired me, which in that turn, I had to fire everybody else and I had no work for them. They fired like I said, the bungee jump guys and the folks that worked the ski slope. I was like, wow, we were gone. And not only a month later, the general manager and all the upper management, they got fired.
Damn.
I even, and some people was like, yo, Shawn, you need to go to newspapers, you need to do this. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do all of that because I might have to circle back and work with these folks, which by the way, I did circle back and work with them. But the way that they fired everyone, it was just like almost what was going on with Donald Trump and the federal government in the last couple of weeks. That's how we got fired. There was no notice. They didn't give a damn. Everybody was out. And this was a time when the general manager was like, don't worry about it. We good. I got my job. You're straight because you're bringing in all this revenue for the restaurant and for all these people. Because I made this restaurant $1 million, a couple of $1 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah, we was getting it and profit. And he was like, "You're gonna be fine because the numbers match up." They fired me. I didn't even know it. I came in to do the comedy show. I walked through the vestibule to go into the restaurant. I didn't even see I had a poster with my face on it, Shawn Harvey. Yo, all that was gone. Hey,
Yeah. I can't.
I'm walking in, I'm getting out the car. I got my swag up. I got the George Jefferson walk. I'm walking to the building. We ready to start the show. Hot sauce is ready to turn the music on. People got the tickets. I'm walking by. I don't even see the poster.
Your name not on the marquee no more?
I
Everything gone?
wasn't, I wasn't on the marquee, but I didn't pay it any mind. We went on and did the show.
Okay.
Show was great. It was awesome. Blah, blah, blah. The next morning, and this was back in my drinking days. The next morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning, the general manager called me and go, yo, you're fired. The next morning,
That
rocked
hurts.
my world. I couldn't
That
believe
hurts.
it. I made this bar millions of dollars throughout all the years that I worked there. And the reason why, one of the reasons why, because the new corporation that was based in Florida, a lot of urban folks was coming to this resort.
Mm-hmm. They
And they
want to
wanted
turn
to,
around.
yeah, they wanted to change the culture. And that's all this was about. And that's exactly what they did. But I'm not going to play the race card because they got rid of all the Babylonians too.
Everybody. They said, oh, you for
Everybody.
the cause? You for the culture?
Yo,
You for the culture?
when you got a black man and a Babylonian scratching their heads like, what happened? You know that there was no racial discrimination with this. But did they give notice? No, they didn't, Miss Miko. They didn't give no notice. We were out of there. So it goes back to what I was saying here on this Toxic Talk Thursday. I'm gonna yield my time to Miss Miko. If I'm not giving no job no 2 week notice.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you no 2 weeks. This is just for me. I mean, I'm just saying if we turn back the hands of time and I was a younger man, like I'm 60 years old, so I'm not kind of like in the workforce like that. But what I'm saying is if I was, from the experience that I've had from working all my life, and it was time for me to move on, I'm not giving you no 2 weeks notice. You can kiss my black ass.
I'm not giving you nothing.
You get nothing from Harvey. You're gonna get, I'm out of here today. It's done. Where do here go my paperwork, here go my key card, here go whatever. It was nice knowing you, and I'm out of here. That's what you get from Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Miko, I'm gonna yield my time in a minute. Miss Miko, guys, you already know the Queen Miss Miko is already in the workforce. She's working. She still got another about 15, 20 years of that mess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Harvey's done. Let's applaud Harvey for being done.
Shout out to Harvey for being ready for retirement. Hey, Shawn, is those Social Security checks rolling in yet?
Not yet. It's still, I still, we're gonna get there.
You got a little way to go. Okay, you got AARP card?
Yeah, I do.
It worked. My husband turned 50, and because he turned 50, he got the AARP card. Man, we be getting discounts everywhere. We go out to eat. I'd be like, do y'all take AARP? Because I use this card. Everywhere it takes AARP. I get my discounts.
Well, yeah, and before I ask Ms. Miko her whole thing, yeah, my wife take advantage of it too. All the senior citizen discounts I get, she got them. She would joke to me. Oh, you old blah, 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 right? But when she found out that if she got on my T-Mobile plan,
right,
my
her bill would be $7.
Her senior plan, her bill went from $130 to $3.15. Now all of a sudden, it was cool to be a senior.
Right.
Okay. And on top of that, let's go a little deeper. Even with my auto insurance, I have a progressive auto insurance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm on the senior plan, right?
Because you're a man of a certain age. Okay.
No, I'm 60 years old. I'm proud. Let them know.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, right? Let me tell you how fast she jumped on that plan. So shout out to everybody that's of age, like myself, that's
getting them discounts.
You're getting those discounts. And shout out to the other people that's in their lives that are benefiting off of those discounts.
Shout out to me and Tanya.
Shout out, welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen, Miss Miko. Miss Miko, how do you feel about the employee giving notice?
No, I mean, I respect it. I respect it because before I was upper management, I was an employee, and I get it. And let me tell you, shout out to the millennials, because the millennials, the Gen X, the Gen Zs, they don't care about nothing. They're the ones that started with the we don't have to give you 2 weeks notice we're leaving, because y'all don't give us 2 weeks notice when y'all firing us. And they stand on business. I mean, people has walked into my office like, yeah, this is my last day. Take care. Thanks for having me. Good night. On some, yeah, bye. They gangster with it. They come into the workforce. If they're not a director within 6 months, they're gone. They're on to the next one. So I can't be mad at it. Times is changing. The workforce is evolving. HR is evolving. We just have to move with the times. But the problem is we're not moving fast enough with the times. So yeah, you don't need 2 weeks notice. If you're gonna leave your job, you have something else lined up, go ahead. There's no penalty.
Toxic Talk Thursdays, guys. Before we get into the show, should you give 2 week notice, or should you
No,
just get the hell out of there? Miss
just
Miko,
go.
give me 15 number ones. I'm not giving you notice, ma'am or sir. I'm getting out of there.
Yep.
You lucky. I might email or send a letter. You lucky. I'll even show up to even tell you that I'm not coming back.
You might send a letter.
I might send a letter with a stamp. I might send an airmail. It might take 3 weeks for you to get this.
You are so funny.
Miss Miko, I was watching this video. Welcome to the show, guys. Before we get into the news and everything Miss Miko's talking about, please like, share, follow, subscribe. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring the Wake Up Team. Happy anniversary to Danielle Williams and her husband. I saw her post on social
Yes.
media.
Happy 1 year anniversary, guys.
Yeah, no question about it. God bless you, first year anniversary. Shout out to Prince Cox, no pause, of course, the Godfather, Sola, and everybody else in the chat room. D-Lo Mathis, what's going on? D-Lo, let your brother know I got a show in New York City in a few weeks. I need him in the building. Oh, and Miss Miko, I got a meeting with Jamie on Friday so we can get that new podcast.
You supposed to have a meeting last Friday, Shawn, but go ahead.
Yeah, but Jamie's busy. I'm telling you, let me tell you something. The club is it's really going to a whole nother level where even the day spots are getting booked up. But I'm definitely going to have a date, and then we're going to definitely get to work.
Okay. Hey, Jamie.
Miss Miko, I was watching this video on TikTok, and I don't know if it was real or not. Maybe it was just some setup video, but it went to the old situation where the baby father, they were in like Walmart when they was buying clothes, and she has 3 kids, and one was the baby father that was with her. One was his kid, and the other 2 was from somebody else.
Okay.
But she was, obviously she's not with the other guy that has the other 2 kids. She's with the guy currently. And he had some items in the cart for his child, and she had other items for her other 2 kids. And she demanded that he purchase the item from the other 2 kids. And he was like, wait a minute, I'm here with you, and I love you to death, but I'm getting clothes for my child. And then he asked her, like, wait a minute, what's up with that child support money, right? And she was like, yeah, I get the child support money from my other baby father. He's okay with that. But we here in the store right now. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna buy these items? And he was like, I'm not buying these items. I'm not doing it. He said, I refuse to buy these items. You have 2 kids by this man. I love, he goes, I love them to death. It's all good. But I'm here with my child. We're here in the store, and I'm purchasing these items.
Okay.
Folks in the chat room, what's your thoughts on this before we get into the opinion about it? Should the current baby father also buy items for the other 2 babies?
And she's with the current baby father. They're together. They're in a relationship.
They're together.
Okay.
They're together. They were out shopping. They're together.
Okay.
They bought clothes for all the kids.
Okay.
He was just like, I just want to pay for the clothes for my kid.
He was wrong.
Now let's talk about that and dig deep into it, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show Wake Up Team Toxic Talk Thursday with the Queen, Miss Miko. Let's applaud Miss Miko. She looks very professional today. She's ready for the day. Let's clap for her.
And let's shout Shawn out. He's ready to go back to bed after the show.
Guys, put a number 1 chat room if you love my purple pajama top. Put a number 2. Miss Miko.
Very unprofessional.
Oh, guys, in the chat room, number one, if you love the purple top here with the white trim, I'll put a number two if you don't. Uh, Let me go. You immediately said that's not a good look, and why?
It's not a good look because if we're together and I have kids from a previous relationship, we're together, it's a package deal. You got mommy and you got the kids. So if we're shopping, why would you not pay for my other kids' clothes? Like, that's crazy to me. He should have paid for it. And it's Walmart. It's not Gucci. How much the clothes could possibly cost in Walmart? He should have paid for it. It's a package deal. Now, if they were not together and they beefing and all this crazy stuff is going on, and he's just there to buy his kids a couple of stuff, then fine. But they're together. They're getting in the same car and going to the same location after they leave Walmart. Yeah, pay for it. And what I got going on my other baby fathers with my child support is none of your concern. Worry about yourself. Am I wrong for thinking like that?
Uh,
Worry about yourself.
Guys, I'm gonna call Jamie Roberts up. We're gonna definitely get this date, and we're gonna do a live podcast in New York City, and we need y'all in the building. And look down there on the bottom there. We need to donate to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show. The number's right there on the screen. Guys, put it on chat room if you think Miss Miko's correct with her beliefs. Put a number two if you think she's not.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give Miss Miko. I'm gonna totally disagree with Miss Miko. She said
Why?
this so cavalier. See, here's the deal. If for me, if I'm in a relationship with a woman, right, and I have a child by this woman, and she has two other children by another man, first of all, let's start there. No disrespect to the brothers that are out
Kevin
there.
Samuels, we're not doing that. We're not gonna bash the two baby fathers. We're not doing that. We're not going there with that, Sean. Don't even go there. We're not doing that. She got two kids. You got with me. We had a kid together. We're living together. We are a family. You taking care of us. If I'm getting child support from the other baby father, guess what? He might be paying the light bill that you're in. He might be paying the water bill that you're washing your ass with. Stop it. No, absolutely not. Stop it.
Put a number one in the chat room if you like my purple shirt with the white trim. I'm not hearing nothing that Miko's saying. She said that I was going to get in on the baby fathers. No, that's actually what I wasn't going to do. I was going to get on the baby mother. That's the first thing. One, fellas, you can't be out here with these 2 and 3 kids by another woman. One, yeah, one is good. One is good. Two, pushing it. Two, you pushing it. You really are, fellas. No disrespect.
So fellas be feeling the way if they the third baby father?
So my whole thing is this, and don't get it twisted by your favorite uncle. I've been in relationships with women that had more than one kid. I get it. Was it the right thing to be involved in? I would say no. So, fellas, especially you young cats out there, if you're riding around and you're jumping into some vagina, and the vagina is absolutely incredible, but it's 2 other kids and 3 kids have come out of that vagina, and you want to build a family out of that whole situation, I would say yield. If my son came to me right now and I have two biologicals in one step. I got 3 kids, right? And if they came to me, and my oldest son is 41, thank God for Jesus. And he came to me and he said, Dad, I'm in love with a woman that got 2 kids and 3 kids, and she got great vagina and she can cook and the house is comfortable. If I was 20 years younger, I would smack him in his jaw. We're not doing that, sir. Okay. I don't want you moving in. I don't want you dating. I don't want you dating a woman that got 3 other kids. Are you kidding me? And most of the time, when women got 2 and 3 kids, they don't want to have no more kids. So now you stuck with a woman that don't want to have no more kids.
What if she got 3 kids and 1 baby father?
Excuse me?
What if she got 3 kids and 1 baby father, or 1 ex-husband or 1 late husband?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Nah, you tripping.
Doesn't matter.
You tripping. You bugging.
So that's the first thing.
What is he bringing to the table? Since you want to judge me and my 3 kids, what you bringing to the table? Except some hot cock. Like, come on.
Listen. I'm 16,000 years old. Okay. If I was in that position, God bless these folks out here. And I don't care what age these kids are, or maybe not. Maybe if I was in another world and I was dating a woman that was in her mid 50s or almost 60, my age, and they had 3 kids, and their kids were grown, like in their 30s and 40s, I might could do that. I might could do that. But I am not going to be into no relationship with no woman that got 3 kids, that got a 2-year old and a 4-year old and a 9-year old or 11-year old or 15-year old. We're not doing that now. Now to circle
So
back,
stupid.
Welcome to the show, guys. The only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right now, listen. There's some women out there that got it going on. You understand? There's some women out there that got 3 and 4 kids that could snaggle up a man just like that. I salute you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I salute you. But to the fellas, fall back. In this particular incident, in this particular situation, Harvey's not paying for those things. I'll do it every once in a while, the Christmas and special occasions, birthdays, and if it's time to eat at night, yeah, I'm gonna bring all the food for all the kids. I'm doing that. But see, here's the problem with this: they knew that they were going to they knew that they were going shopping for the kids. Okay. They were going to Walmart. They were going there and they were shopping for the kids. As a mother that's receiving child support from the baby father, she should have already had that paper for her 2 kids. And she didn't have to worry
Sean.
about, excuse me, she don't have to worry about her third child because the baby father was there and he's handling business. Now,
Oh my God.
for her to assume that just because he's there, he needs to pay for those other items for those other kids. I say no. I say no, because that's not fair to him. If she has a baby father, she's getting child support, and you're going out and you're going shopping, ma'am, have that money for your other 2 kids.
Bullshit.
This man should not have to pay for the. I could see if the father's not around and there's no child support and they're a family unit. Yes, sir. I would believe that you should pay for the clothing or help pay for the other kids. I do believe that. But if there's a baby father that's involved and he's paying child support, first of all, sir, for me, if the woman I'm in a relationship with is telling me or sharing with me that I gotta buy the other kids clothes and knowing that she's getting child support, sir, before I yield my time, you might need to reevaluate that relationship with that woman that you're with. Okay, because you allow it a baby father just to do whatever with the money, and you want this other guy to pay for it. I might have to reevaluate the relationship. That's how serious this is. Harvey is not paying for any other kids depending on the circumstances. This man was absolutely right for not paying for those other kids' clothing. I yield my time.
Sean, I call Cap. The man is totally 100% wrong for not taking care of his stepchildren. If you're laying up with mommy at night, you need to take care of the babies. Period. That's just the rule of thumb. If you want to be a provider in my house, you can't be a part-time provider. If you're going to provide, you're going to provide for me and these kids. And if I have child support coming in from the other kid's father, that's fine and everything. But maybe his child support is going towards the kid's college fund, including your kid. How about that? Maybe that child support is going to pay the light bill that you don't pay. Maybe the child support is going towards my portion of the rent. You don't know what I'm doing with that. But if we are out, you're not going to make my kids feel like less than because you're taking care of your child and my other 2 is sitting there looking homeless. We're not going to do that. If that's the case, we could just end this relationship now. Hell no. The kids are innocent. And if you do that, Sean, you're wrong.
Welcome to Doctor Talk Thursday, Shawn Harvey Morning Show.
You're wrong. Crazy. You can't take yourself serious.
Put the #1 in the chat room if you think that I'm wrong. If the baby father, if the baby mother's other baby father is giving her child support and they got a planned shopping
day. Don't worry about him. Worry about yourself.
Whoa. And there's a planned shopping day. And we're all going out to Walmart to shop for these kids.
Real men take care of the kids too.
I'm taking care of my child.
No, but you laying up with mommy, so you better take care of mommy and all the kids.
I'm taking care of my child. We're there in the supermarket. I'm taking care of the child. She gets child support from the other baby father. They're going out to Walmart. This is planned already. The mother should go, you know what, don't worry, I got these two. You handle this one. I'm trying to see where the problem is with that.
Nah, nah. Take care of all of them. So let me ask you this, Shawn. So if the shoe was on the other foot, a woman gets with a man with 2 kids. She has a child with the man. They all go shopping. She buys her daughter a beautiful dress. His daughters is just standing there. She's like, "Oh no, I just got mine. What you gonna do with yours?" That's right.
No, that's not right.
So how is it right?
No, but
Other way around.
that's not right. But on the flip side of that,
Make it make sense, Shawn.
excuse me, if they were all, I'm gonna make it make sense right now. If they were all going out and they all knew that they was getting dresses, right? Then me or the other parent should know, okay, I gotta have that money together because the other child is getting the dress,
Okay,
and I
you
gotta
don't
make
have
sure
that
because
money
I'm getting
together. Now
because I'm
we're in the
getting
store and we're in the fitting room and we're at the register and you don't have that money. And I have the dress for my daughter and your daughter got a dress in her hand, but I'm like, I'm not paying for that. Where her mother money at?
no, I get that. So yeah, in a situation like that, yes, we're all gonna pay. We're gonna make sure that the kids are coming out with the same dress. No question about it. But if this is a planned shopping event and there's a baby father involved that's paying, no, that baby father or the baby mother should have that money to pay so
but
everybody can get their
They
dresses.
didn't. All right, they didn't. They forgot. It's a planned event. They forgot.
And
They
like I
give you the
said,
bread.
if
Then
it's a
what?
planned event, if it's a planned event and they didn't and they forgot, I'm paying because I don't want none of these what none of these
That's
little
where I'm
girls to
trying to
feel
get at.
and
Okay.
that. But if it's a planned event and we know that we all going next month on the 15th to pick up these dresses, and the baby father is giving you child support, when the 15th rolls through, you should have your money to get your daughter her dress, and I'll get our daughter her dress as well. That's all I'm saying. Now,
Mm.
Miss Miko, before we get into the show, and welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey with the morning show, wake up team with the Queen, Miss Miko, and the Queen, Cindy J. Since we talked about Walmart real quick, I know we've gone a little bit too far with this, and we got to get into some of these stories. Question, Miss Miko, do you shop at Walmart?
I do.
Okay. I shop at Walmart as well. There's a trend now that Black folks think that Walmart, you shouldn't go to Walmart because, it's a different element in Walmart. I go in Walmart to get certain items. I don't shop at Walmart. No disrespect. I'm not blind. I'm not buying the clothing in Walmart. No disrespect.
Wow,
I
what's wrong
do.
with the clothing at Walmart? I got a few Walmart pieces you would never guess. You would think they designed them, honey.
Hold on. I do purchase the underwear and t-shirts and stuff like that. Like I'll do that with Walmart. Some of the t-shirts, yes, I will get some of those. I'm not buying the pants, I'm not buying the tops, I'm not doing that. I get my shaving items out of Walmart and all the things that everyday uses out of Walmart. Is Walmart my go-to spot to purchase items or shop? No. No.
Okay.
Mr. Miko, is Walmart your go-to place
For clothing?
for anything?
Yeah. Walmart and Amazon. I go between the two. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because Amazon I can get in 2 days. Walmart I can do the order pickup. So yeah, I would say yeah. It used to be Target, but we still like not mess with Target. And y'all don't understand how it's hurting my soul that I cannot go into Target. I have not been to Target since January, y'all. It's hurting my soul. I will go to Target to get like nail polish and walk out with like $500 worth of stuff. Like I love Target. So yeah, Walmart is my new go-to place.
You know what? That never affected me that one bit because I never really was a Target kind of a guy.
Love Target.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number 2 if you're not. Shout out to everyone in the chat room right now. Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Wake up team with the Queen, Cindy J, in the Queen, Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. We are 100% committed to this show. Miss Miko, we're going to turn it over to you.
Period.
and we're going to get into some of these stories. And thank you guys for being patient with us. I know we were just rambling in here talking, and we don't waste half the show doing that. But I
You
think
know
it
how
was
we do.
very,
It's good conversation, Shawn.
I thought it was dope conversation. Go ahead, Ms. Miko, what you got?
I'm gonna start this toxic talk Thursday with respect to Allah, respect to Allah, respect to Allah. Yes, 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 y'all. Our queen, Anijah Robinson, is back on UL soil, and she was spotted in the city looking amazing. First of all, I've never seen her like full body. Anijah's a tiny thing. She's like 4'11". She's very, very, very little. But respect to Allah. Shout out to Anijah Robinson. She is back in New York City, and she did reveal that she is married. She did not marry the young man that she went down to Pakistan to marry. She married someone else, and she is happy, and she's like an overnight celebrity, and she's doing great. So I just want to start by saying shout out to Anijah Robinson. And hopefully you can make it to one of our shows, Anijah. I'm going to reach out to your people. So respect to Allah, respect to Allah, respect to Allah. Next, we want to get into what you guys say, Shawn?
Hold on. Anijah Robinson. Yes. You are our urban hood hero.
She is.
You took the Bronx streets. She's from the Bronx, right?
From the Bronx.
She's from the now. Before I even say anything about that, you already know how Harvey feels about the Bronx. Harvey's from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Legends are born in the Bronx, New York. The Bronx, New York is one of the poorest boroughs, not only in New York City, and they're almost in the country. But we wear, us Bronxites, we wear it proudly.
You do.
We invented a lot.
All them hills and burnt out buildings y'all got.
Yes, we invented a lot in the Bronx, New York that transcends to this day.
Like?
The first thing we invented was swag. It came from the Bronx, New York,
I
and
don't
then
know that with them being jackets, but okay.
excuse me, and then it's filtered throughout all the boroughs, and every borough took their swag and did whatever they want to it. But it started in the Bronx because we were so poor in the Bronx, we had to pretend that we had something. So we started high stepping down the street. And other than Harlem, we had a lot of fly cats in the Bronx, New York as well. So for this young lady to go overseas and conquer and have these people not only fascinated, but infatuated over her. Remember, this is a hood chick from East Tremont Avenue in the Bronx.
Respect to the law, respect to the law, respect to the law.
The chick was like, you know what I'm saying, though. She was one of those. And she captivated the audience. And she snatched up her man. There's a lot of y'all women out here can't find a man to save your soul. This woman,
right now.
Had a plethora of men lined up, ready to marry her, and came back married, and came back with her skin clear, and came back with a different type of swag.
Came back like a diva, looking good with the middle part bust down. I said, yes, Elijah, face beat to the gods. Yes.
Ma'am, I'd like to say congratulations. You are right now currently our queen of the Bronx and queen of New York City, and God bless you.
Yep.
You're from the Bronx.
Continue on. To the law. Respect to the law. Continuing on our Toxic Talk Thursday, I have a chilling and heartbreaking incident that happened in Texas. The Ghana community is very upset that Pastor Isaac was arrested for allegedly stabbing his wife, Sandra. Oh, Shawn, you got a muscle? Let me see.
Word up.
I caught a little. Okay, Shawn.
Not bad.
The arms kind of bulking up. It's looking good.
Yo, not bad for 60, right?
Yes, it's looking good, Shawn. It's looking good. It's looking good.
Thank you. Continue on.
So, Pastor Isaac stabbed his wife, his newly wife Sandra, more than 40 times, leading to her tragic death. According to police reports, the gruesome unfolded on their wedding night when Isaac discovered that Sandra was transgender. Reports from close sources indicate that the couple, who had chosen to follow biblical teachings, were abstaining from intimacy until their wedding night. Isaac repeatedly became enraged upon learning that Sandra's learning of her gender identity, which had been celebrated as their union quickly turned into a violent tragedy. Authorities say that the altercation turned deadly when Isaac attacked Sandra with overwhelming force, leaving her with fatal injuries. As the investigation continues, many of the Ghanaian communities are calling for justice, demanding accountability for this act of violence. Pastor Isaac remains in police custody and is facing serious charges, including first-degree murder. Let me show you guys Pastor Isaac and his lovely, his late wife, Sandra. Can you guys see it?
You're gonna have to sit. You know what, Miko? If you don't mind, after the show, can you or can you inbox that to me?
Yep.
Now, where are they
Very
from?
tragic. Very
Where
tragic.
where are they from?
They're from Texas, but they're originally from Ghana, but they have a church in Texas.
And she was part of the church.
She was part of the church. Yes.
Um, guys, put a number in chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number, dude. No. Welcome everybody to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Wake up team with the Queen, Miss Miko.
Hey y'all. Miko.
You already know, as they say in the hood. God
Yeah.
bless. Put a number one in the chat room if you like my purple top with the white trim. Put a number two if you don't. And if you
Put a
put a
number one
number
if you
two,
still in your pajamas like your boy Harv.
put a number two if you don't. It's me, you a hater like Miss Miko. Miko the hater.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Shout out to Mike Dixon, by the way. God bless.
Shout out to Mike.
Um, Pastor Isaac, you played yourself. You
Why
played
did he play
yourself.
himself? No. I'm gonna let you talk, then I'm gonna go ahead. Why?
Pastor Isaac, you played yourself. You played yourself to the fullest.
Why, Shawn?
You you was perpetrating a fraud all along, sir.
Did you
You gonna sit there and tell me throughout your whole how long they been together?
it didn't say.
Okay. Let's say they was together, at least say they just got married. Let's say they've been together for about a year. Let's say, okay, I'll narrow it down, 6 months. Let's say that.
To the
You
wife.
gonna tell me, you
That
gonna
looks like a
tell me
woman.
You gonna sit there and tell me in 6 months you didn't know that this woman had the penis right there in between the legs, sir? You didn't see or notice the bulge, sir? You didn't notice the little the neck, the throat button up there, sir? You didn't notice the size 11 and a half shoe, sir? Sir, you didn't notice the biceps, sir? You didn't notice that she didn't take her clothes off? I don't believe you because there must have been some type of pleasure going on. They might not have no vaginal sex, but there was a little play with the mouth. And you're going to sit there and tell me as a man that's been with a woman, just say 6 months, you didn't take your hands and put them between the legs for the smelly smell? Mm,
Shawn.
mm.
Sean.
You didn't do the smelly shit.
Sean. Too
Fellas, fellas,
far.
fellas, put a number one in
Sean.
the chat
Not
room.
everybody's like you. Some people
Yo,
have self-control, okay? You
put a
ain't got no
number.
self-control.
Put a number one in the chat room, fellas. If you took the hands down there and you get the smelly smell, knock it off. You knew that she was transgender, bro. You knew it. And you had to wait to the wedding day. And then you married her. And you gonna sit there and tell me that you was asleep? Was you living with her? I got questions. If you was
No, they were following the biblical teachings that they grew up in. They were following the Bible. So they had no type of intimacy, no nothing. They went on dates with chaperones. They did everything by the book. He didn't find
okay,
out until his wedding night.
okay. Say if that was the case. Let's scrap what I just said. Let's say if that was the case. Let's say if that was the case.
Okay.
And the night of, y'all about to get intimate. You ready to bust a nut?
Bust
Ain't
that
we funk?
ass.
Ain't we funky now?
Bust that ass.
Ain't we funky now?
Sure, just say what you gonna say.
Yeah, hold on. One more time, Miss Vigo. When the first time you get in that vagina, this is what you say. Ain't we funky now? And even if that was the case, and she pulled the pants down, and she had a big Frankfurter down there, it was still no right for you to beat her and kill her, my friend. There was no right. You talked about biblical. He got biblical on that ass.
No, Sean. Sean, that is a natural reaction for a straight man.
No, it's
Okay?
not.
Yes, it
No, it's
is.
not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
You
not.
cannot
It's a
take a
natural.
person's right to choose who they want to be with. You
It,
cannot lie
it,
to me and tell me
I
that you're a
understand that.
man or you're a woman the whole
I,
time and
I
we're
understand.
3-6 months deep into this relationship. But come on now, no.
I understand
No.
that. I'm with you.
You
You have
cannot
no
take away
argument.
my right to choose who I want to be with sexually.
You know, you're
That
right.
was
And I,
deceitful.
You're right. You're right.
So I
You
think he
won't,
just snapped. You think you
excuse
about
me.
to go down there and get some yum yum, and then you
Yeah.
feel a penis?
He could have.
That's crazy.
He could have. He could have still got some young. It would have just been on a little penis
On a
stick.
stick,
That's all.
yum yum on a
But,
stick? Nah, come
yeah,
on,
but,
get
but
out of
my
here.
whole thing is this. Even if that's the case, and I do agree with you, Miss Miko, put a number one chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number two if you don't. I do agree with you, but it's still even being shocked and him being distorted the way he was, distraught the way he was, and she was being, or she was being deceptive. She was wrong as well. But does that have to cost her, she, or him their lives? No,
You gotta stop
no,
playing with
no,
people.
no,
You
no.
gotta
I
stop
know
playing with people.
you're right. You're right. But should that cost her life? I
It
don't
should
think
not
so.
cost her her life,
I
but it
don't think
did,
so.
and I
They
hope
were
it's a
both
lesson to other people.
they were both wrong. No question about it. They were both wrong. She was deceptive. He or she, I keep saying she, I don't know, is it she, trans? She was, he or she was deceptive for not letting him know he was wrong for the reaction. But what was the real core part of this problem? See what happened? They went back to the biblical days.
My shut up,
Okay.
shut
They
up.
went back to the old school days of not sleeping and not sleeping with each other, living in separate places, and then on the wedding night. No, come on. You know, the men and women got to sample the goods. What if the vaginas? And let's say she was a woman. What if you wait all this time and the vagina's whack? What if she's a man?
Well, you know what? If he waited all this time, the vagina is whacked. She's his wife now, so guess what? He could teach her. He could teach her
And
and
then,
mold into what he
and
want her to be.
And ladies, what if you waited months and months for your husband and y'all go to bed and he got a little one incher
Or
down there?
then you cheat.
See, but what I'm saying is no, but what I'm saying
Then
is
you get a side dude.
so so then what are we saying here? So my whole thing is so if a husband uh reveals his body the night of and he only got a 1 inch penis, should he get killed for that? Because he was being deceptive.
No,
You
it's
would know,
critical.
you would
No,
know,
no, no. I
right?
don't condone the
No,
behavior. I don't condone. I just think that transparency is very critical.
of
It's
course.
crucial that you are transparent in these
Yes,
relationships in these
I
day and time.
do. I do
That's all
agree.
I'm saying.
I do agree with you. But did it cost that person their lives? They did. They messed up. They did something horrific. They should have been transparent. You are absolutely right, Miss Miko. But the pastor, and sir, you a pastor? You're supposed to be a man of God. You're supposed to be one of the disciples of the church, sir. When did the Bible kick in? When did pray? Once she pulled out that love stick for you, once you found out she had that love stick about 7 inches, 8 inches pause, you were supposed to drop to your knees and pray to your
I
God.
thought you was going. You said drop to your knees. I was going to say something else and bust it open.
You're supposed to drop to your knees and bust it down.
Hey, drop to your knees. I was
You're supposed to drop to your knees and bust a shot.
Yup.
But what did you do, sir? All your teachings, and you, Pastor Isaac, you the leader of the church, and the one time you needed guidance and you needed the Lord and you needed to refrain from hurting somebody, you didn't use your tools that you were preaching to others. What did you do?
But listen, but he's human too.
No, I don't
He's
want to
not
hear it.
perfect. He's human
No,
too. He's
no,
imperfect.
no, sir. You've had practice. You've had practice with your congregation, sir, and you have your teachings, and you saw the love stick, and you lost your mind. You could have easily did four other things, my friend. You could have turned around and walked out. You could have been like, "Oh, yo, whoa." Because if that was me, Miss Mika, if that was me, even at this elderly age, and a trans person came over to me, and I didn't know, and it was that time of the, for us to have our first encounter where You know, we're about to, and we funky now. Bang. And they pull down their clothes and I see the love stick. I'm out the door. I'm like, oh, whoa, bro. I'm gonna start calling. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be upset, but I'm not gonna kill nobody. And why would you kill a person anyway? No one knew that she was trans. You was the only one that knew. You could
Yeah,
have.
but she's supposed to be a woman. Absolutely not.
I
You can't.
understand that, but he could have went back to the church. Yo, this is a no. We can't do it. I found out that she was trans. I'm
Okay.
not into that.
Yeah.
Like my four guys, I didn't know. You know, he would have got so much love and sympathy, and her as well. I mean, they both
Okay.
screwed up, but it would not. It should have caused this trans person their lives. They did. They screwed up. They fucked it up. They were very deceptive. I do agree with you, Miss Miko. But does it warrant them to lose their life? Now look at you, Pastor. You done killed the young lady with the love stick, and now look at you.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Texas. Now, and that's another thing. You committed this brutal murder in Texas. You might get away with it because I don't think they don't like trans folks in Texas. So you might not get the death penalty. But know this, sir. You're going to spend literally the rest of your biblical life in jail. And if you think you're going to the biblical heaven that you preach on every day, you're not going in there. There's no forgiveness, sir.
Yep.
You lost your mind because you saw the joy. And what if the penis was bigger than yours, sir? Were you mad at that? This is a man that should be, this is first degree meditated, premeditated. Now, it's not meditated because he didn't know. He didn't know. This is second degree homicide, 30 years to life in jail. Now look at you, sir. And you know what's going to happen? You know the ironic part about this before we get out of here? You're going to be in jail and you're going to fall in love with another trans person.
Shut
You
up, Sean.
dumbass. Pastor Isaac, you're a dumbass. Look at you. You lost everything. You don't lost the church. You don't lost your followings. And someone has lost their life.
Someone's lost their life, yeah. And he's lost his freedom. He's lost his
And
freedom.
right, and you lost your freedom because you lost your mind because you saw the love stick.
So stupid. The love
We
stick.
fucking now. What else you got, Miss Miko?
I have. Let me see. We talked about the pastor.
Pastor Isaac. You're not. That's another thing. You're not a pastor no more. Now you're Isaac Johnson, whatever your name is, and you got a prison number now. And someone's going to take your church. The vice pastor is going to take the church over. No more social media. No more nothing because you wanted to be biblical. And then meet your wife the night of the wedding. Are you? This is 2029. I mean 2025. When we get married now, we done already been all up and down that vagina and penis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My wife and I got married in 2021. We done smashed 17,000 times before we went up in front of the
Sean, you
Lord.
wasn't following the biblical way. You wasn't following that way.
I'm
You
not
was doing your own
biblical.
thing. You was going the way of the world.
I'm not biblical. I'm a nigga.
I can't.
I'm not biblical. I'm a nigga. But
I'm
what I'm
not going to
saying
judge
is,
you, Sean.
but what I'm saying is, before I got up in the front of the Lord in the state of Pennsylvania to marry my beautiful wife, we smashed 17,000 times before that.
You had to what's that? Don't buy the cow, you getting the milk for free.
And let me tell you
You had to
something.
test it out. Take a test run.
And let me tell you something. I'm not gonna bet my life on this, but I'm for sure when the lovely Miss Miko and my man Mike Dixon stood in front of the Lord in whatever state they got married in, they probably smashed 1,000 times before that as well. So my point is this: stop the biblical crap. Get Babylon on that ass. Do it the evil way. You might survive. Do it the evil way. I yield my time.
You're a mess, Sean. Let's talk about.
We
That's a
forget
tip. I'm gonna
now.
save my tip for tomorrow. Hold on. I had
Nah,
another
we done.
story. I gotta
We're
find
done.
it.
We're done. We're done. We're done. Hey guys, thank you so much, man. What a show today. I want to give it up for Miss Miko with her stories, man. Let's clap for the queen, Miss Miko.
Thank y'all.
And, and when in doubt, don't go biblical. Uh,
Not when in doubt, don't go. Is that your word to say?
and if you see the love stick, run. Miss Miko, he was supposed to go like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yo, I can't. I
And then
can't.
you're supposed to walk out the door. That's all you're supposed to do. Pass
Go.
that.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa,
No
whoa,
straight
whoa.
man is gonna see that and go, whoa, 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 whoa. They
Yes,
gonna be
yes,
like
yes.
this.
No, no, no.
Oh
No,
my
yeah,
god, you kidding
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. They're gonna want to get physical, but most men are
me?
like,
Not when
whoa,
they're
whoa.
gonna get physical.
Most men are like, whoa, whoa, and walk
I
out
don't
the
want no
door.
problems.
Don't want no problems. This is not me. I don't do that. I'm walk out the door. So yeah, you're right. Some men gonna be like, right. But most men gonna be like, whoa, 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 because sometimes it kicks in really quickly. You got a lot to lose. Say you got a great job, you got a great family, you got all this. You don't want to. Some of that's gonna kick in immediately. Whoa, I got a nice car outside. I got a nice family. I got a good car. I got a great life. Blah blah blah. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna get out of here. And the pastor, you failed that because you let your shame overwhelmed you. And no one was around, Pastor. No one knew. I could see if everybody around you knew and you was because I've seen that happen before, Miss Miko, before we leave. I seen that happen. I seen a dude. We were at a weekend event. We was at a weekend event. And it's like one of those ski trip weekends. And there was a trans person there.
Okay.
And one of the dudes got drunk and started making out with the trans.
Like kissing and
Yes, on the dance floor, doing all
squeezing and
Miss Miko, doing all and we were sitting there watching, like, yo, what you doing? Like, bro. And we said, yo, bro, you know, that's blah, blah, blah. Like, we said that in a respectful way. They didn't even care.
okay, maybe that's what tickles his fancy.
Exactly. The next morning, woke up or whatever, and there was like nothing. And,
He woke up,
you
gave a kiss, went to his room.
know, yeah, so
Yeah,
I've seen that happen.
yeah.
All right, Mr. Miko, God bless. Guys, put a number one chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number two. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team, Toxic Talk Thursday with the Queen, Miss Miko. Cindy JB on deck tomorrow morning. We truly appreciate it. So what we're going to do, as we do, it's a tradition on the show. I will yield my time to the one and only, the man, the woman
You
who's
said the
married.
man. You
Yeah,
said
I
the
made a
man.
mistake. I'm about to say the woman who's married to Mike Dixon. Let's give Mike
Shout out
Dixon
to
a round
Mike.
of applause.
Shout out to Mike.
Miss Miko, you are truly blessed to have this man in your life.
Okay, Shawn, too much. Let me just give the final word because you about to go down a whole. Just the final word is don't allow others to influence your thoughts. Have a good day, guys.
Hold on,
Mike is
say that
lucky
one
to
more
have
time.
me in his life. How about that?
Wait, say that one more time.
Don't allow others to influence your thoughts.
No, 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 no. You are grateful to have Mike Dixon in your life, and you better believe that.
He is
I'm stand-
grateful to have me in his life.
I am standing for the men.
You know what?
Mike Dixon, wherever you are, my friend.
You guys
No
have
bit.
a good day. Toxic Talk Thursday.
Okay,
Have a
we
good
are.
day, guys.
God
Bye.
bless. That was it.